Jab steps between the legs, looks to attack, step back three, got it.
Away by Baldwin, behind the back.
He's open, he can't miss.
Gold uniforms today, Baldwin rises, buries the three at the top. 11-10, Milwaukee leads. That wasn't a shooting foul. I mentioned it was only their fourth. Baldwin catch and shoot, three is pure.
As successful as the Golden State Warriors have been in recent years, Father Time is undefeated, as they say, and all great things must eventually come to an end. Behind the scenes, however, there is a lot of confidence within the organization that they will be able to keep their winning tradition rolling, even after the impending declines and departures of the likes of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. There is one player in particular who no one is talking about that has a chance to be the centerpiece of the Warriors' plan for continuing their domination. Patrick Baldwin Jr. is the reason why the future of the Golden State Warriors is brighter than you might think. To understand why Baldwin Jr. is in this position, first, we need to learn about Baldwin's background. His father, Pat Sr., was a standout guard at Northwestern in the early 1990s, who ended up playing overseas in Europe after his college career ended. Upon returning to the U.S. at the end of his playing career, Pat Sr. began coaching basketball in college by starting as an assistant coach at the Division II level. But shortly after that coaching career began, Pat Jr. was born. During his early years, Pat Jr. learned basketball from his dad as Pat Sr. was coaching at different Division I schools across the Midwest. Eventually, he was able to join the staff at his alma mater of Northwestern, helping the program make its first ever NCAA tournament appearance in 2017. After that, Pat Sr. became the head coach at Wisconsin-Milwaukee, and then Pat Jr. started to make his own waves in the basketball world. Pat Jr. made the varsity basketball team during his freshman year of high school, where his team made the state tournament but eventually lost to future NBA point guard Tyrese Halliburton, who was a high school senior at the time. As a sophomore in high school, Baldwin made history as the youngest player ever to receive a scholarship offer to play basketball at Duke University. His junior year, he was named the Wisconsin Gatorade High School Player of the Year award for scoring 24 points per game. By this point, Baldwin was a consensus 5-star recruit, with scholarship offers from at least 23 different Division I schools. Unfortunately, he suffered an ankle injury early in his senior year that forced him to miss that entire season, but he still had plenty of options to choose from for his big college decision. Late in his senior year, he chose to stay at home and play for his father at Wisconsin-Milwaukee, a big decision considering the scale of UWM's program and reach. Rarely had they ever had a player as talented as Pat Jr. come to play for them, so it was a big moment to say the least. Baldwin wasn't done with his college preparation yet though. In the summer of 2021, he traveled within the United States under-19 team to Latvia to participate in the FIBA U19 Men's Basketball World Cup. He was teammates with other high-profile incoming freshmen like Chet Holmgren of Gonzaga, Johnny Davis of Wisconsin, Kennedy Chandler of Tennessee, and Peyton Watson of UCLA. Baldwin came in as the youngest player on the team and performed well, scoring 7.7 points per game during the tournament and helped Team USA to a gold medal. Baldwin clearly showed his ability and potential amongst the best players of his age group in the world, and his future looked promising going into his freshman season at Wisconsin-Milwaukee. His collegiate debut backed up those thoughts as Baldwin scored 21 points and grabbed 10 rebounds in a season-opening win for the Panthers. 2 more games scoring in double figures followed before he was injured during the 4th game of the season and missed some significant time. Unfortunately, a few different injuries would nag at Baldwin throughout the year, causing him to only play in 1/3 of the team's games. Even when he was playing, he was clearly not at full strength, and his performance suffered as a result. While he ended up scoring 12 points per game on the season, he only shot 34% from the field and 26% from three-point range, which is well below the expected numbers for a score-first wing like Baldwin. At the conclusion of the season, Wisconsin-Milwaukee parted ways with Patrick Sr. as their head coach after 5 consecutive losing campaigns. With the disappointing statistics came a drop in NBA draft stock. Originally projected as a lottery pick, Baldwin's freshman season having so many issues meant his projections ended up outside of the first round of the draft by many pundits. Even still, Baldwin decided to enter the NBA draft and give himself a chance at reaching the NBA level. After healing up and going through some pre-draft workout processes, Baldwin began to show teams what he was capable of, At the tail end of the first round, there was a team who decided to take a chance on Baldwin becoming the player that many thought he could be. And that team was the Golden State Warriors. So why exactly did Golden State use the 28th overall pick in the draft on Baldwin? Shouldn't the Warriors be more focused on acquiring players who can help them win now due to their current roster's timeline? That is a little more complicated for Golden State than it is for other win-now teams. After the 2019 NBA Finals, which the Warriors lost to the Toronto Raptors in 6 games, the Warriors were dealing with an unprecedented situation in regards to roster turnover. Superstar Kevin Durant, who had won the Finals MVP in 2017 and 2018 for their back-to-back titles, left in free agency to the Brooklyn Nets. The aforementioned Klay Thompson had suffered a torn ACL in the Raptors series clinching game, meaning there would be very little chance he would be back for the 2019-2020 NBA season. While the Warriors did acquire D'Angelo Russell to help supplement their starting lineup, an early season injury to Steph Curry meant that the Warriors ended up a lot worse than expected. Golden State finished that campaign 15-50, meaning that they were at the forefront of the lottery conversation for the 2020 NBA Draft. They chose a former 5-star prospect who had faced some adversity in his freshman year at college in James Wiseman from Memphis with the 2nd overall pick. The next year, Curry came back and played tremendously, but Thompson suffered an Achilles injury less than a month before the season started, which would sideline him for another year. Russell also missed time at the beginning of the 2020-2021 season before being traded to Minnesota for Andrew Wiggins. Overall, the Warriors played better but still failed to make the playoff bracket. In the 2021 NBA Draft, the Warriors selected Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody, both in the top 14 selections. What that essentially means is while the Warriors had their experienced group of Curry, Thompson, Green, and Wiggins to help them compete for a championship in the short term, they have been developing lottery-level talents in Wiseman, Kuminga, and Moody in the background to help prepare them to be the next group of Warrior starters. And that is where Baldwin comes into play, as he could be the piece that takes that group to the next level. As a 6-foot 10-inch tall and skilled scorer, it can be easy to see why Baldwin was so highly touted as a prospect in high school. His jump shot is smooth and effortless, and his tall frame means that he can get his jumper off over any defender. He is slender but can still add muscle to his frame for the future, and as coach's son, he has a great base-level game IQ for his age. Overall, Baldwin projects at the NBA level to be a big and athletic bucket getter who can score from all 3 levels. When looking at how that fits with the rest of Golden State's young core, it is exactly what they need to pair with their current group. The best part about it is, none of these young guys need to step up and become stars right away due to the current makeup of the Warriors roster. All 4 of the aforementioned players are 21 years of age or younger, and the prime of their careers maybe being a half-decade or more away. So maybe the best thing for Baldwin to find his way again as an elite-level basketball prospect is to join a team where the pressure is not on him to succeed right away, like it was for him at Wisconsin-Milwaukee. If Baldwin can learn and grow in the background for the Warriors and emerge when the timing is right for both parties, then the Dubs might have another superstar on their hands. Only time will tell, but if we have learned anything from watching basketball in the last decade, we should never ever doubt the Golden State Warriors. Thank you for watching the video, and do let us know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think Patrick Baldwin Jr. will become a star in Golden State? If you enjoyed this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more great content.